Hello my friends, welcome back. Today we travel far back in time. We go to a world of small kingdoms, a world of war, a world without unity. One man changed all of that. He could not read well, but he built an empire. He could not write his own name easily, but kings feared him. Who was this man? What made him so powerful? Some called him the father of Europe. Others called him a warlord with a crown. My friends, this is the story of Charlemagne. Before we go further, tap that like button. Subscribe if you are new here, it helps this channel grow. Now, let's begin. Charlemagne was born around the year 742. His world was Frankish Europe. It was rough, it was divided, and small kingdoms fought each other daily. His grandfather was Charles Martel, a famous warrior who stopped a huge invasion at the Battle of Tours. Power ran in this family. Charlemagne's father was Pepin the Short, who became king of the Franks and passed the crown to his sons. Young Charlemagne grew up watching power, watching battles, watching politics. He learned early that strength meant survival. He was tall, very tall for his time, some say almost 6'4". He was strong and loved to ride and hunt. He shared the kingdom with his brother at first, but that did not last long. His brother died young, and Charlemagne became sole king. Now he held real power, and now the real story could begin. He had a vision, a big vision. He wanted one Europe, united under one faith, under one ruler. Was this vision noble, or was it simple ambition? My friends, he did not know it yet, but his name was about to echo through history. Charlemagne did not wait long to act. His first challenge was unity. The Franks were strong, but their neighbors were many. To the east lived the Saxons. They were fierce and followed old gods, and they refused to bow to Charlemagne. So began a long war, a war that lasted over 30 years. Charlemagne fought hard and won battle after battle, but the Saxons kept rising again. One moment shows his harshness clearly. In the year 782, at a place called Verdun, thousands of Saxon rebels were executed in a single day, some records say 4,500 men. Historians still debate the exact number, but the message was clear: resistance would not be tolerated. Power was growing, but so was fear. Meanwhile, Charlemagne looked south too. He crossed into Italy and defeated the Lombards, taking their crown for himself. He was no longer just a Frankish king. He was becoming something bigger. He also looked to faith, working closely with the Pope in Rome. This partnership would shape everything ahead. Charlemagne built schools and invited scholars from across Europe. He wanted his people to read, to write, to learn. This was strange for a warrior king, fighting with one hand and teaching with the other. He believed knowledge was power too, not just swords, not just armies. His court became a center of learning, and historians later called this the Carolingian Renaissance. But battles still called him. Enemies still tested him. Spain was next, and the Basque region was next. Not every battle was a victory. At Roncesvalles Pass, his rear guard was ambushed and destroyed. This defeat later inspired legends and songs, though the true story was smaller and quieter than the myths that followed. Still, his empire grew, land by land, war by war. By the year 800, Charlemagne controlled most of Western Europe. He held power, he held ambition, he held a dream of unity. But one moment was coming, one moment that would change how history remembered him forever. He did not know it yet, but everything was about to change. It was Christmas Day, the year 800. Charlemagne was in Rome. He came to pray, not to seek a crown. He knelt in St. Peter's Basilica. Then something happened. Pope Leo III placed a crown on his head. The crowd shouted, calling him emperor, Roman Emperor of the West. Charlemagne was stunned. Some accounts say he was displeased. He did not want it to look like the Pope had made him emperor. He wanted power to come from the people, not just the church. But it was done, and he could not undo it. Now he was more than a king. He was an emperor, the first in Western Europe in centuries. This moment shocked the world. It shocked Constantinople too. The Byzantine Empire saw this as an insult. They believed there was only one true emperor, and it was not Charlemagne. Tension grew. Letters were sent. Threats were exchanged. Would this spark a war between empires? For a time, it seemed possible, but diplomacy won. Eventually, Byzantium accepted his title, reluctantly, coldly, but they accepted it. Charlemagne now stood at the peak of power. His empire stretched across modern France, Germany, parts of Italy, and beyond. He ruled with law, he ruled with faith, he ruled with fear and order combined. But power always comes with weight. He was growing older now. His body was tired. His closest friends were dying one by one. His sons were fighting for position. He knew an empire this large could break apart. He knew unity was fragile. He tried to prepare his sons. He tried to prepare his people. But one man cannot control history forever. In the year 814, Charlemagne died in his palace at Aachen. He was around 71 years old. His empire had reached its highest point. But could it survive without him? That question would soon find its answer. After Charlemagne died, his empire faced a hard truth. His son, Louis the Pious, took the throne. He tried to hold things together, but the empire was too big, too diverse, too fragile. Within a generation, the empire split. Charlemagne's grandsons divided it 3 ways, and this division shaped the future borders of France and Germany. The empire he built did not last forever, but his idea did. His idea of unity, his idea of learning, his idea of law and order across many peoples, that idea never fully died. Centuries later, kings still called themselves his successors. The Holy Roman Empire traced its roots back to him. Historians still call him the father of Europe. Was he perfect? No. He was harsh. He was violent at times. His wars caused deep suffering, especially for the Saxons. But he was also a builder, a reformer, a man who believed in learning as much as war. Power, learning, and unity, these 3 threads run through his entire life. He showed the world something important. Strength alone does not build a lasting legacy. Ideas do. My friends, think about your own journey for a moment. You do not need an army to build something great. You do not need a crown. You just need vision, you need patience. Like Charlemagne, you need to keep learning, even when the path is hard. Small consistent effort can shape a legacy, just like it shaped an empire. That is the real lesson history offers us today. If you enjoyed this story, give this video a like, it really helps this channel grow. Subscribe if you have not already, more stories like this are coming soon. Tell me in the comments which historical figure should we explore next. Thank you for learning with me today, my friends. Until next time, my friends. Stay curious. Stay strong.